defending on FC25 is very difficult for a numerous amount of players. We're going to give you 4 techniques to make sure you can improve your defending. Let's jump into it. So something players don't use enough of on FC25 is second man press. This is where you hold the R1 button on PlayStation, RB on Xbox, and it will find the closest player to the ball as a general rule of thumb and apply pressure to the ball holder. In this area, you can see I want to run back with Kone, my centre mid. Why do I want to do this? Well, because if I don't manually run this player back, the AI won't move this centre mid back for me. This gaping hole that the opponent has will just be left to exploit and look to drive into. So this is where I can use second man press to help. He plays the ball into the striker. Now, when you look around and you see these players, he's not really got anything on. There's not another striker next to him for a quick 1-2. You can look at the mini map and see as a player at the top and the bottom of the screen, but as a whole there's really not a lot. So we want to try and create a little bit of a box shape here, and we want to come in with Kone and we want to apply pressure from this side as well. This way we're funneling the opponent into a position where it makes it uncomfortable for them. They have to make a decision. So I manually run back with my centre mid. I hold R1, RB on Xbox, and that then grabs this player here, my right centre back, to apply pressure to the ball holder. You can see the little green triangle above that player's head. You continuously hold R1 and it will pressure that ball holder for 4 seconds. That triangle will then deplete and they will run out of second man press. And you might say, okay, well, I didn't want this right centre back, I wanted the left centre back, I want to change off. Then you let go of R1, re-enable it. If the opponent takes a touch down here, you would get that left centre back. But what it means is I can just come forward, I can make it really difficult for the opponent, and then I can manually switch back in and tackle that. So it just means that I'm forcing the player to make a decision. If you force them to make a decision, that's where people get uncomfortable and they don't know what to do with it. And to showcase another example of how second man press can work, the ball comes out on this right wing, I get beaten and I see the attacker inside up against my right centre back. I manually run over with my left centre back because my left back has been beaten. I have to come over and support here because the winger is going to break away. Now, what I'm thinking about is it has kind of 2 options: running down the wing or looking for this inside ball. I'm actually playing against 2 players here, so you can see obviously the two triangles, which kind of plays into my help a little bit here. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to charge this way, ready. So then if he plays the ball on the inside, I will right stick switch to my right centre back by just flicking the analog stick up into that direction, the right analog stick that is, and then get in there. So you can see I'm already on this player as soon as he looks to turn in on the inside, and I'm there and ready. Now what I want to do is cold second man press in this position. Why? Because I get to do killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's the saying, right? I get to apply pressure to the ball holder, and I get to track the runner, the next pass, the dangerous pass. I'm not really too fussed about Gnabry here at the minute. What I'm bothered about is this player here getting in on goal. So holding second man press, you can see my left back applies pressure to the ball holder. I get to cover this space as it comes through. And then as he looks to lay that ball, I let go of R1. I re-enable it to then get my left centre back on second man press. Because if he stays on the left back here, she's too far away. She's not going to do anything. And look who wins the ball for me. The AI. I didn't tackle that. That second man press doing its job for us. When you can combine this in your defending, it is going to make things so much better for you. Just to kind of touch on it for the one last time, what I really want you to make sure that you don't do is you just aimlessly hold second man press all the time with everyone. You will get caught out time and time again. So ensure you are aware of who you are second man pressing with, when you should be second man pressing and not. Otherwise, your defense is going to be all over the shop. Our next point is something that I think is so strong, and I talked about it so much last year, and I'm kind of reiterating it as well this year on FC25, and that is advanced defending. You have to turn this on in your controller settings. You have a choice of advanced or tactical defending. Advanced defending is going to give you the option basically to shoulder barge your opponent with absolute ease. So when you get into positions where you're side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and you don't want to press tackle because there's not, it's a hard chance to win the ball, you can use your shoulder. So you can see here, Berbatov is about to break through. I know I need to try and just do something to make his shot difficult. So I'm charging in at him here, and then I'm about to hold X on PlayStation, hold A on Xbox, and it's just going to do a big shoulder barge like that. And it just does enough to say, no, that is my ball, let me have it. It's really good out in this sort of position on the wing, where I'm getting into here now, as you can just see in the top right of the screen. I'm literally just holding sprint, I'm pointing the left analog stick, and I'm holding X, and it is as simple as that. And it's great in this position because it stops the opponent from getting down towards the byline, which can still work very well on FC25. And it makes it very, very difficult for them to break past. Timing is crucial. You know, you do have to make sure that you are timing that kind of lunge with the shoulder at the right point. And to anyone that's wondering, you know, what's the difference with tactical defending in this? The only difference is that you have to make sure you are pointing your left stick in the direction that you want to tackle on advanced defending. On tactical defending, you can basically point your stick anywhere and it won't matter. It will assist you a little bit more in that tackle. And that's where advanced defending has the tiniest more bit of a skill gap. But the trade-off is huge for this sort of shoulder barge and, you know, get off me. I'm going to have this ball. This is mine. That's difficult to do on tactical defending because there's one of three things that will happen when you tap circle. It will either tackle, it will either pull the shirt, or it will lunge. Having the ability to guarantee a shoulder barge with holding X or A on Xbox just makes defending so much better in so many different areas. And something that you hear a lot of people say is don't press the tackle button. And at times this advice can be right, it can be effective because you can just jockey into players on occasions. But one big bit of advice I'd like to give you is that pressing the tackle button in this position here is going to result in you winning the ball so many more times than you can imagine. When you just jockey into someone, some of these little bounce backs can happen. You don't always come away with the ball cleanly. When you are head on, and this is the way I like to put it, think of two rhinos charging at each other. This is this area. We're both head on. We're looking at each other. He's going to try and look for a skill move, step over, speed boost away, whatever it is. He wants to try and get past me here. He can go to the left. He can go to the right. So I have a little window to step in and press tackle. And that's where I have to press tackle because the idea is I'm going to win the ball and step away from you. If I don't win the ball, though, I'm going to at least hopefully off balance that attacker, which then gives my other defenders time to get back and into that position. So you want to press circle here, B on Xbox, and you can also do a strong power tackle with R1 circle and RBB. But it's about this here. It's this head-on area of saying, now I want to be there and I want to step into you, pointing that left stick, pressing that tackle button, and then winning the ball. You can obviously look at slide tackles as well. Slide tackles are so strong when you have that window. I'm looking here and saying, okay, he's got Diaby. Probably wants to try and look to run down the wing here with Diaby. Yes, he could ball roll on the inside and slip, but I'll deal with that should it come. I want to make sure I kind of stop him in his tracks. So as he takes this big touch here, that's where I'm now going to look for that slide tackle, just kind of scooping it in and getting a really good position. Now, this stand up here in the 18-yard box is crucial. Berbatov, one-on-one, can go either way. This is one of the most scariest positions for you because how do you know where he's going to go? I'm trying to think here logically. One of the go-to finishes at the minute is shoot across the body. So he's probably going to look to go on his right foot across here. So that's what I'm going to cover. You can see me just holding L2, L2, LT on Xbox, which is just jockey. It lowers our center of gravity slightly and it makes our movement a little bit easier. I'm holding R1 and RB to get second man press to try and get someone else to come and help me if the attack is delayed slightly. And I'm basically just backpedaling towards my goal. I'm not committing to a decision. I'm just kind of going backwards. Now, he actually goes on the inside here, and it's like, okay, there's only one way that he's going to shoot now. So then I press slide to get that block in. Slide tackles can help you so much as well in your game when you learn them to perfection. And it wouldn't be a defending video if we don't talk about right stick switching. This is the thing that separates a good defender to an unbelievable defender. If you can't right stick switch, you'll hear this across so many videos and so much advice from everyone. If you can't right stick switch, forget about it. Your defending is not going to be great. And why is that? Well, if you just rely on L1 switches, LB switches, it will only ever change you to the player that is closest to the ball that you are not currently controlling. And that means you can't get to a player and track a run that's further away off screen. So I lose the ball here in the middle and immediately I spot there's a problem, right? They can now look for a through ball straight through the middle into Coleman, bang, he's in behind. So I need to get there and I need to deal with that. Now, how do I do this? I always talk about right stick switching as like a clock. essentially, if you're on player relative for right 6 switching, and it works the same for ball relative, it's just the ball is the center of the clock. Player relative, the center of my clock right now is Kamara, literally right here. If we go to the top, that's 12 o'clock. If we go to the bottom, that's 6 o'clock. If we go here, 3 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock. Now, if I want to switch to King, number 2 here that's highlighted, how do I switch to him? Well, if I go to 3 o'clock, there's a chance it will go ahead and select this player here. Not too sure who that is, number 6. I need to go slightly more upwards. I need to go to more to like 2 o'clock. If I go 1 o'clock, though, there's a chance I go to my right back. And this is why right 6 switching is so difficult, because the difference between these 2 players and these players here on your analog stick, it is really not a lot. You look at your analog stick. It's tiny. It's so small that the difference between 3 and 1 and the players that are there makes it difficult to get right. So I actually mess this up here. I end up switching by pushing my right analog stick to 3 o'clock. I then end up getting the switch here into number 6. And now I need to rectify it. And this is the difference between good level players, high level players, and just your average. If they get the switch wrong, it's not a problem. They'll rectify it. I now know, okay, all I need to do is switch to 2 o'clock and I'm guaranteed to get onto my right centre back, the original target. So yes, I made a mistake. It wasn't as quick and precise, but I can still get to my desired outcome and I can be there to defend it. You have to learn how to right 6 switch. Otherwise, it will just not be possible for you to get where you want to get to on FT25. So just take a look at this into our next example here. I lose the ball and I've got to go from Kamara up into the right back or up into the centre mid. So I switch here into Alvarez. Now I want to go to my right back. So I right 6 switch up and then I track across with Ledley King, just making things nice and easy for me, using that advanced defending and simple. Thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do let me know by leaving a like and subscribe to the channel and let me know your comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.